I wanted to make this video as well. So, did anyone watch The Manchurian Candidate, or have they ever played Call Call of Duty Black Ops 1? There was this character, the protagonist. I think his name was Alex Mason, and he was locked up into like a gulag or a jail or some type of like Russian like political prison, forced to be a slave. And there was this guy named Reznov, basically like inciting and guiding him and telling him how to break out of it. And it wasn't just Reznov, but it was Reznov and then Alex Mason, and then he led like a whole bunch of other political prisoners and like inmates to start a rebellion in the campaign of the game. And this was done in a way to where it was like this guy Reznov, he was like such a charismatic, influential. He had a way with his words. He was inciting like violence, was basically people getting those guys to die for him in a way. And I'm guessing this guy basically displayed the same characteristics of a leader as like Alexander the Great. Not Julius Caesar, because Julius Caesar probably wasn't that good of a leader, if for the fact that he ended up getting stabbed to death by his own people. He had to have been doing something wrong to end up getting stabbed to death in like the Senate House or wherever they had like meetings politically in Rome back in those ancient times. But getting off a little off track. After Alex Mason broke out of the gulag or whatever, I think subsequently he was like, wasn't he kidnapped by the CIA or whatever government agency that was basically posing as the CIA or whatever in Black Ops 1? It's been years since I've played the campaign of Black Ops 1, so don't try to come my way if I get any detail wrong. But they had him like tied down and chained down to a chair in like some type of like, I think, medical patient room or whatever. Like it wasn't like a sponge room. It was like a room to where it's like they're watching you, and it's like you can't really do anything. He was chained down to like a chair, and he was hooked up, basically eyes forced open, forced to watch like numbers and shit, and like static on like television, TV screens, monitors. And he was being asked and probed what did the numbers mean, and they were like probing him with certain questions, and he kept asking where was Reznov, and they kept telling him who's Reznov. Reznov was basically in his head. Alex Mason was an MK Ultra subject. He was a sleeper cell. He was a puppet in a way. Reznov was just a guy his mind conjured up. It was this guy he made into his imagination. Reznov was really just a voice inside of his head that was making him say certain things, making him act a certain way, giving him certain impulses. In a way, he wasn't really turned into a super soldier when he met Reznov, or when he met that, when it was really just that voice, that trigger in his mind. It wasn't just him being turned into a super soldier. It turned him into like a heightened soldier. It gave him heightened intelligence, heightened combat skills, better communication skills, a better mouthpiece, so to say, because the way Reznov was speaking to Alex Mason, I'm guessing that was Alex Mason speaking to the rest of the other inmates that was leading the rebellion. But the point I'm trying to make is the events that take place that's pushed the mainstream, these tragic events, all these illings, these ootings. It is a distraction, yes, but it's staged in a certain way to where it's trying to elicit and trying to farm a certain response of fear, anxiety, anger, confusion, basically all the negative emotions among the masses of the people. It is a way of farming loosh. Yes, loosh. That's the term they call it. I don't care if this video gets taken down. I don't care if this video even gets a warning. If it does, if it gets taken down, I'll just re-upload it somewhere else. But they have these people certain individuals that's used in a way to where they go out and do these certain things out of nowhere, and then they either fall off the map, get killed, or they just get caught. They play their part. They're puppets in a way. So they're all sleeper cells. It may, whatever they do, yes, it is a distraction. Yes, it is a way to fearmonger and to control the people and try to get them riled down a little bit or to distract them from something else that is going on behind the scenes. But in a way, it's also used to farm loosh. And another thing I want to add too, why was it such a big meaning on numbers when Alex Mason was tied down and forced to look at those numbers? And he was having PTSD and visions of it constantly throughout the whole campaign of numbers. Numbers are the secrets to the universe. They know this. They play it in our face all the time. They show it subliminally, obviously, consciously, and they show signs of it. Numbers are the secrets to the universe. And when you know this, when you study gematria and numerology, you can find out basically anything that will happen in life, anything that has happened in life. It will literally make sense. You can predict whatever success you have. You can predict maybe to win the lottery. Numbers will literally show you the blueprints on how to move throughout life. That's why you had to pay attention to the dates. You had to pay attention to the dates. Add all the numbers. Ignore the zeros. Drop the zeros. Add up all the numbers. Break the numbers down to a single digit. Find out the meaning behind that single digit number, and it will tell you if that day is good for you, whatever you want to do, whether it be business related, relationship related, life related, luck related. Numbers will tell you everything.